Hello, Bob. Did I tell you about that little experience I had the other day? You know, the wife's got an uncle living down at Brighton. He's in very indifferent health, and he's got a lot of money. So she's looking after his interests a bit, and hers. And she runs up to Brighton 2 or 3 times a week, and last departure she said to me, "Will you go and get me a dozen pairs of stockings?" And I said, "Certainly, with pleasure." I forgot to ask her what color she wanted. When I arrived at the draper's, I went to the young lady behind the counter, and I said, "Will you allow me to see your stockings?" And she said, "Your stockings, some stockings." And she said, "What color?" Well, I said, "I really forgotten to ask what color, miss. What are they wearing?" Oh, she said, "Quite a matter of taste. Some are wearing stripes, others plain, some ribbed, some ain't wearing any since the fog." But she said, "We have a very nice little bundle just came in, semi-detached, part asbestos. Doesn't matter really where the lady's going." We had them in 4 colors: crushed strawberries, zinnia, foo-foo, and Alexander. I said, "That's filling. How do they come?" She said, "In a box." I said, "I don't mean that, miss. I mean the price." She said, 18 and 3 a pair, net, or knit, or words to that effect. I said, "They come a bit high, don't they?" She said, "Yes, they do a little, but you could cut off the top." Oh, by the way, you heard about Miss Fleming's child swallowing the sovereign, didn't you? Oh, you did you? Well, they took the kid to a specialist, and the specialist thoroughly examined the child, and he said it was comparatively all right. And he gave the child a very, very powerful emetic, and they've got 18 and 6pence, I've been given to understand. There's only 18 pence to come now. Did I tell you about that time when I was in America where the fellow got in trouble there? Oh, well, I was sitting at the table, and the chap came and sat at the next table to me and asked for the menu. So he called the waiter, and he said, "Bring it all along, everything, soup to nuts, right through." So he ate to the tune of about $1.80, and when it was all over, he told the waiter he had no money. So the waiter said, "Oh, that's nothing to do with me, sir. You'll have to see the proprietor about that." So he said, "Where's the find him?" He said, "You'll find him over at the desk, and you talk to him through that pigeonhole." So the fellow got up from his table and walked over to the pigeonhole, and he said, "I was coming to your restaurant just now, and I've had $1.80 worth of food, but I haven't any money. What are you going to do about it?" "Oh, it's quite all right. We don't keep the restaurant for money-making purposes. It's just a little hobby of the wife." And while he was saying this, he pushed a pistol out through the pigeonhole, and he said, "But while you're on the ground, you might as well pay $1.80. But he said, "What is that you're pointing at me?" Well, he said, "So that's a revolver, and it's loaded in 6 chambers. Well, he said, "You've taken a big load off my mind. I thought perhaps it might have been a stomach pump."